broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Is a thing to say on a bright
on Christmas Day.
It sounds like Bing Crosby.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is Bing Crosby.
Is that Bing Crosby?
Look at my Hawaiian arms.
It is.
I am like
That's Bing.
Rocking those. See, it's Bing Crosby. Welcome to Biggest Loser, Glory Days, After Show, AFTERBUZZ TV. It's the last show of the year. We're getting all Christmassy, but I feel a little bit of guilt because my dear friend, comedian David Zasloff. Zasloff,
dear friend,
who I met 5 minutes ago in the car park.
Dear friend, how come the Biggest Loser comes out to be the biggest winner?
I know, isn't that ironic? You know, I met the guy who created the show many years ago because I hosted Biggest Loser Australia, and he was the skinniest, palest, emaciated, anorexic-looking man.
But he had dreams of being a fat guy.
He looked like Mr. Burns. In The Simpsons, you know, all skinny and...
Were they as fat in Australia as they are here?
I think he... Oh, yeah. A little bit. I mean, they shoot longer here in America. It's a longer show, so we don't have the budgets. Big budget here in America. It's a big show. It's popular. It's on its 16th season, so it's pretty popular. Lots of fat people in America to make thin, myself included. Thank you very much.
There's a lot of fat people. I noticed that years ago. I was sitting on a street in Seattle saying, my God, this country has a problem.
Yeah, I know, it's food. No, well, let me just introduce you. So tonight the girls are all on holidays. It's Christmas. Like I said, I feel a little bit of guilt because like I'm all Christmassy and you're Jewish and you don't do Christmas.
And I don't do Hanukkah either.
Oh, so what does that make you? Agnostic?
That makes me happy.
Is that like the Jewish without any guilt?
Actually, I celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas.
Oh, you're one of those.
I do both, yeah.
You know, there was someone on Shark Tank recently and they had this whole... The happy rabbi, and he was like the like Santa Claus, but they were trying to sell the sharks on like the rabbi Mr. Christmas Santa Claus dude. But he was really sad and angry looking, and I think it was Mark Cuban who bought into it. And he said, but we've got to make this guy look happier. And they had the Christmas book, you know, because they were like for the Jews who celebrate Christmas, because there's nothing worse than telling a kid at Christmas they can't have presents like everyone else, even...
You can't tell a kid they can't have a present.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. You got to get a present.
Yeah.
Unless you're Hasidic. If you're Hasidic, you stay away from Christmas.
They're with all the curls.
Yeah, the payas.
And the frilly bits and stuff.
And the fur hats in summer.
I live in Beverly Hills. I see a lot of that.
It's Beverly Hills and Fairfax.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of Jews in Australia. So I love watching it. I
guess they didn't feel like walking that far or something.
Oh, isn't there that really stupid joke that where someone's in the Chinese restaurant, he goes, are there Jews in China? And he goes, yes, there's Jews in China. There's apple Jews, orange Jews. Yeah,
but there are Jews in China. There are.
Are they really?
Oh yeah.
Our systems detect that
I think they came over with
the subject.
Oh yes, we're off the subject. Okay. Anyway, that's what happens when you get a comedian in to do the after show of Biggest Loser. Okay. So,
fat.
Yes,
fat. Let's stick to the fat.
So we're in Hawaii. We're doing the Hawaiian Biggest Loser show. And one of the things, years ago, the Australian version, we did Hawaii Biggest Loser, and American Biggest Loser came to Australia, and for 5 minutes I met Sammy, the host, and I was so excited, and she didn't care less who she was meeting, but it was my little moment where I just felt like I was a part of something really, really special. So anyway, that aside, they're in Hawaii. They're doing the challenge. They have to kayak 1,000 feet out.
Which is not very far.
Yeah, but do that in a tide.
1,000 feet is not very far. Okay,
but it's not 1,000 feet.
Making a point. I'm a kayaker. I'm a kayaker.
Yeah, but it's like in an ocean with sharks and tides.
Stop trying to make it scary. It's not scary.
No, I'm
There's a couple of turtles out there. And they're very safe.
No, there are sharks in Hawaii.
There are a couple of sharks, but no one's getting hurt from sharks in Hawaii recently. Australia, you have a problem.
We have a major problem.
Major,
They're
but not
everywhere.
Hawaii.
So then 1,000 feet out, they have to pick up some puzzle pieces.
Right.
And then come back in. But here's my problem, because these are professional athletes.
Fat.
No, but they're not fat anymore. They're kind of like pretty fit looking, except for Rob, who's kind of still a bit chubby.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Laurie and Sonia, they're all kind of looking pretty good. I wanted to see, I can't believe we're like 12 or 13 weeks in and I still haven't seen like a triathlon or a marathon or, like running. I wanted, because look, here, when I started the show, I promised I was going to lose 15 pounds, but in actual fact, I've probably gained 15 pounds. But I blame Biggest Loser because it was going to inspire me, because these athletes were going to run marathons. And
That's because you're watching and sitting and eating while they're exercising.
that is true.
That's the problem.
But there's pizza ads on, so what am I to do?
Well, you got to eat. If you're watching, if you were doing the show, maybe you lose some weight.
Oh, well, yeah, I know. I need to run while I'm watching the show. Are you a runner?
And running, yeah, I was a big time jogger. I used to. You know the problem with jogging is you have to run.
Yeah, I know. I hate running. I hate it. I can't stand it.
And jogging does not exercise all the muscles of the body. It does not. Just the bottom.
Yeah,
Does
that's
not,
true.
Not the top. I used to run with weights, but that can really hurt your back.
People do those sticks as well.
Yeah, that's kind of like skiing. But Tai Chi exercises all the muscles of the body, but you don't get to go anywhere. So I invented my own. I do Tai Chi jogging.
What?
Yeah, Tai Chi jogging. You start out jogging, and then you add a little Tai Chi.
Right.
I can show you what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, you just start out jogging.
Okay.
You go like this. It's very simple. You can do this in your living room, and then you add a little Tai Chi.
Bob, are you watching? We could do this at Comeback Canyon. Okay. Right. Okay. I see
And
that.
then a little facial yoga, because you got to make it.
Right.
Try that in the park.
Okay.
You'll never get mugged.
I'm going to ring Bob and Dolvett and Jen and see if they want to do this. Because you know what? I've spoken to all of the contestants. Every Friday I do a catch-up call with them, and they all talk about the CrossFit. They all do CrossFit. Just FYI, if you're listening, almost every one of the trainers are into CrossFit. So they don't do Tai Chi, jogging,
Well, they should
yoga
start,
face.
because it really exercises all the muscles, and you get to go places.
It could be a thing.
And you make people laugh. That's the most important thing.
See that? Well, isn't it that you burn more, you use more calories frowning than you do smiling? So I kind of think the more unhappy you are.
Oh, you got to jog and be happy. Every time I see a jogger, they look so miserable.
yeah, it's true.
Miserable.
So anyway, not to be off topic, they're kayaking and they go out and they come back, but there's like, they don't know what the reward is. So Sonia's kind of like, whatever.
Oh, I thought their lives depended on it.
Well, Woody was terrified because he's scared of the ocean, and I
Right.
get that because I'm terrified of the ocean as well.
I am too.
I do not.
And
like,
I go out there, but it's
yeah,
terrifying.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like my feet dangling down like that.
No, it's like fish food, but big fish with big teeth food. Anyway, so Jordan wins and takes Toma. But here's the thing. The problem I have, he wins a helicopter ride, which in TV speak is free advertisement for Hawaii, who are probably paying for the trip, because I've been on the show, I know. Generally speaking, it's like paid tourism advertisement for the show. Even though it looks pretty and it's amazing, I'm all into it.
Yeah, it was touristy. It's not very expensive. How much does it cost to send somebody around on a helicopter in Hawaii? $250? $300?
Probably. Yeah.
And there's two
Well,
of
they're
them.
probably
They got a
getting it for
twofer.
free.
Yeah.
Although they do weigh heavier than everyone else, so maybe it's a fourfer. I don't know. Hey, I can say fat jokes because I'm fat right now, so it's okay. It's okay. I've got the license. But here's the thing. They're all out on the helicopter and everyone else is home training, like secretly. That's what really happens behind the scenes. When the contestants win a prize that's not really a decent prize, meaning that's going to help them win the $250,000, what generally happens is all the other contestants laugh because it's like, they have to spend half a day filming a helicopter scene where we're working out.
So they're losing weight.
Right.
Well, the guys are sitting in the plane.
And that's why I think Sonia did not try, because she knew that it wasn't really, because if it was a prize worth getting, they probably would have told them beforehand. So the fact that they kept it secret was a little bit like, We're not going to tell you because it's not really a very good price.
Well, that's hypothetical. You're thinking hypothetical, right?
Hey, I've been there.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know if she was thinking that far in advance.
Oh, let me tell you. Now, here's the thing.
She was struggling to get that puzzle together.
No, but she was like on the kayak and she wasn't really trying hard to get back. But I've spoken to quite a few of the contestants and they all go, oh, we weren't really playing the game and we're all like part of a team and we're not so competitive. I don't fully believe that. I think there are a few people who are really secretly playing the game, but they're pretending to not play the game.
It's $250,000 they're playing the game.
Right.
That's
nothing to sneeze at.
It's $250,000.
What would you do for that? Would you go hungry? I'd go hungry.
Hey, I've been hungry for a lot less than that.
Well, this is Hollywood. We're all doing all sorts of crazy diets, right? Like the lemon juice master cleanse and the carrot juice diet.
Yeah, carrot juice diet. I was on that. I would drink every time I got hungry. I drank carrot juice, and in 2 weeks, my entire body was orange.
For real?
Everywhere, orange. I was totally orange.
Too much carotene.
Yes, that's what it was.
It really was? You were really orange?
So I tried soy. I went on a soy diet. I went to the health food store. I bought some soy burgers, some soy cheese. I bought some soy bread. I bought some soy yogurt, soy cottage cheese, soy cookies, and some soy sauce. And I went to the checkout stand, and the lady was Mexican, and she looked at my stuff, and I said, "Yo soy."
Oh, I don't understand because I don't speak Mexican.
I am.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What you are, what you eat. That's the pun. It was a pun in Spanish.
I get it.
You didn't get it, and they didn't get that joke in Kansas.
Well, if I
either.
am what I eat, I am a deep fried chocolate bar donut croissant.
That explains a lot.
Or a black man. But let's not go into that. Let's not go into that. I love all people. So we've done the challenge. Then we go into these like weird kind of, every time they travel, they do these facing your fears kind of challenges. And they had this really cool one with Jen, who everybody knows I have a girl crush on because she is like the best trainer ever. Everyone on social media, you're all saying she's the best trainer ever. It's really awesome. So, but she's scared of the ocean, which is cool because I love that she's scared of stuff because she's so awesome, but she's also real.
Well, we're entitled to have our fears no matter how good we look or how bad we look.
I know.
You know, fears are fears.
Yeah. So she's out there with Woody and Sonia and they have to get into the ocean. They're scared of sharks and the water and they go scuba diving and it's all beautiful.
There's snorkeling.
Oh,
big
yeah,
difference. Very
right.
big difference.
Yeah, sorry.
Snorkeling. Lucky I was here to correct you on that one. All the snorkelers out there were secretly complaining.
They were about to Twitter hate me.
As soon as I said it,
the trolls.
You said it.
They would be out there. Have you ever done any of that stuff?
I did that. I was in Hawaii and I looked at the turtles.
They
were incredible.
I like the turtles.
They were wonderful, and they're so old and they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful part of being in Hawaii.
Oh, no, I know what you mentioned. When they started filming, Jen and Woody are having a freak out on the boat and the waves are crashing and they're huge and high and Jen's like, I'm scared, and Woody's like, I'm terrified. But then the next shot of them snorkeling is it's all beautiful and blue and you thought it was fake.
It was fake. They faked the waves. The waves might have happened an hour or 2 hours earlier or later, but not while they were in that boat. And they tried to make me think that those waves were happening right then. And then they plopped in the water and there were no waves. That was cheating.
Are you accusing reality TV of not being real?
It's totally unreal.
No, well, from an insider's point of view, now I can't say I was there, I wasn't, but here's what I believe happened.
Insurance.
Exactly. The safety officer. Because when you look at the shot where they're setting up and they're getting ready, there is a massive storm behind Jen. There's a black cloud. There's a wall of rain. The waves are crashing. I think they went out there, they were going to shoot, and safety went,
They try to make it look a little bit more exciting than it was, and that's what you need to do for TV.
No, I think they cut it, and I think they had to cut the two shows together. And of course, they're going to use the big scary waves and the freak out, because the next day it was like a pond, and they were like, yeah, let's do this. Like we've all done in Hawaii when it's like the still water. So
I don't think they would go out in those boats on really bad weather.
No, they do. We stood out in the middle of the outback during a thunderstorm, and I watched the sound crew, their shed that they were under, and we were all mic'd, and it's the outback and it's a storm, and the shed got electrocuted from lightning.
Yeah.
Honestly, the safety officers are not so, I don't know, they're not so onto it.
They're not good at weather.
They don't care about us in the end of the day.
They weren't watching.
Like, it's good TV. Quick, don't lose the shot as they get electrocuted.
Ugh,
It's all about the shot, right?
absolutely. Make it look exciting.
So anyway, we jump from Hawaii back to Comeback Canyon, and we have the footballers,
Right.
and we have Scott and Jordan, and Scott.
And it was clear who was going to win that.
Scott.
The taller guy was in much better shape, and he had more weight to lose. He was in a much better place to win that thing.
And it wasn't Jordan, it was JJ. I think it was JJ.
JJ
Sure it was
JJ was the shorter guy with the beard.
No, Comeback, yeah, JJ, yeah. Sorry, I
Excuse
said
me?
Jordan, excuse
Yeah.
me. See, look, you know.
Yeah, I watched.
Your wife's a fan.
She's a big fan. She watches
loves
that all
the
the
show.
time. And my wife is like 5'2" and 110 pounds.
A lot of skinny people like Biggest Loser. They don't hate. They love it. It's everybody's show.
She likes it.
What does she like about it?
I never asked her.
Oh, obviously a really close relationship.
No,
there.
she likes
How long
it.
have you been married?
10 years. And she's been watching that show every time I go. She watches. That's a very big show for her.
Do you have my wife jokes at this point after 10
My
years?
wife
Yeah,
jokes?
my wife.
My
yeah.
wife is Cuban, which is Spanish for jealous.
That's funny. You're funny. You crack me up. Okay, so we're at Comeback Canyon. They're running up the hill. Oh, and they do this really cute thing. It's because, lots of shows, they burn the old fat clothes or they burn the old photos. But Bob, who's been there since day one, they had this paper with little seeds and they planted them and they're going to be
That's
trees.
not going to work. You're not going to plant a piece of paper. I saw
No, it's true. No, that really does work.
that doesn't. Planting a seed, turning a seed. How many seeds did it take to make that
Well, there
piece
were
of
lots
paper?
of... well, it's not... We're not talking about
The
recycling.
seed paper. It was seeded paper.
We're not talking about Greenpeace, right? We're not like doing that whole thing, but we're like, you put seeds in paper and you water it and it grows.
Were those seeds enfolded, or was the paper made out of? I thought the paper was made out of seeds.
Yeah, like they had, like it was like,
Crushed seed paper.
yeah,
It's
like
not gonna
hippie
work.
paper. Why?
No, I think that's messing with nature.
Okay, but it's symbolic.
Symbolic,
They'll
I
probably
buy.
go back and plant a tree and
Right.
just pretend that it really happened. But like, I think it's kind of like nice to be like, look, it's all about negative thinking. It's about letting go of the negative thinking and being positive because we're all about, I'm not going to hate, I'm going to love, and I'm going to watch it grow.
I used to have negative thinking. I didn't know I had negative thinking until I had a positive thought. And it is all, the whole fat thing is about negative thinking because it's an addiction.
Oh, I'm completely addicted to food.
Totally. Most people are. Most people, that's a real serious addiction.
Well,
You get a negative thought, and all of a sudden you start eating, or you start
Yeah.
drinking, or you start doing something that's not good for you.
Yeah.
And you wind up on The Biggest Loser.
Well, you've done, like, your resume reads like a to-do list for a therapist. You're like GA, NA,
Gamblers,
AA.
I've done every.
Are you an addictive personality?
I am totally addictive.
So
I'm very addictive.
but you've beaten it. Like,
I've not beaten it. I just yell at it.
you've done the prisons as well.
I've done
It's
prisons
crazy.
too.
You're a crazy man.
No. Any way you can make people laugh is good to be.
Laughter therapy. You think that's the key?
I think totally it's the key.
I don't know. I think stitching my mouth shut might be my key. But
Positive thinking. Getting rid of negative thoughts is a lot.
next season I'll lose 15 pounds. Next season. Anyway, so the contestants, they row into the weigh-in. And Sammy's there. She looks all Hawaiian and some amazing numbers this week. I have to say, I was pretty impressed. But before that, we actually went to Comeback Canyon and Scott, we had the weigh-in and JJ lost 8 pounds, which was pretty decent. And then Scott, who I think last week he lost like 9 pounds, but he hadn't lost anything the week before. It was touch and go, but he actually he needed 7, he loses 8. Scott stays because I'm so excited because I think Scott's going to win. And Scott's a bit hot, just quietly. He's like looking like that all-American footballer. And I'm really, really excited. And last week we lost Damien.
Well, he could win because he's really big and he has more weight to lose.
Yep.
So it seems the bigger you are, if you got to be a guy, it's easier for a guy to lose weight.
I know.
And that's why it's not fair to have the
not
men
fair.
with the women, because women lose weight. If I lose 6 pounds in a week, my wife will lose a pound in 2 or 3 weeks.
I know. It's not fair. But the problem with that is that
It's biology.
you can't have an all-women Biggest Loser because
That would be good.
Oh, no, it'd be really horrible and bitchy. A whole lot of
That
room
would be
full
good.
of hangry women.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've seen
It's
how
like-
horrible they get in Survivor.
Well, not just that, but in the house, all those housewife things, that gets terrible. Why not do it with the weight?
I don't know. I don't know why they haven't done that. Like,
It should be fair. It should be fair.
We've had a few females win, but they've
They must have been big.
Well, they've been tall because they're all tall.
Have to be. You have to be like a guy.
But last year, it was very controversial. Rachel, she came out looking like Skeletor. And even Jillian, the former trainer, who's not there anymore, even went out and said, way too thin. She just looked like a head on a stick.
How much did she weigh?
100-something pounds. I mean, she was
130.
Not even that. But she was light but she looked sick, and so there was a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
I mean, she's now healthy. She put on, I think, 15 or 20 after, and she looks good, and she's kept the weight off, which is rare, percentage-wise.
Well, you got to know how long. If you can keep the weight off for a year, that's amazing. Yeah. But usually after 2 or 3 years, the weight comes back.
Yeah. Well, studies show that's like most people put it back on. Hey, I've lost it and gained it.
Me
lost
too.
it and gained it
Me
like
too.
100 times.
Well, that's negative thinking. Because they're not curing the negative thinking. They're just taking the weight off. It's just symptoms.
Well, it's just a show. It's a game show.
Thanks for reminding me. I was getting way too
just
serious.
FYI.
I'm going into the mind. Trying to fix the mind instead of the body.
I mean, they have done a little bit more of that this season.
They should meditate. That's what they should do.
You think they should meditate?
Meditate. I have my own form of meditation.
Oh, dear.
It's called transcendental hesitation. They should live in the moment more. I'd like to live in the moment, but there's not enough time.
Yeah. Bob's into meditation.
That's important.
But he's at Comeback Canyon now. He's not even one of the real trainers. So
that will help you lose weight if you meditate.
Sit around?
Well, you're not eating.
But you're not exercising.
Well, but you're sitting and you're clearing the thoughts out. You're clearing out that negative. All the thoughts that say, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. That helps to get rid of that.
I do think that a lot. That's true. There is that. So we're back at the weigh-in.
Okay.
And some great numbers. Oh, I lost my numbers. Oh, here they are. So Sonia loses 6. And it's looking like she's going to go home because it's a kind of small number because Laurie, who I think, speaking of women possibly winning, 3 times gold medalist, softballer.
That's the big girl, right?
Yeah, blonde.
Yeah. She could win.
She's got it in her.
She could.
She's actually got a broken, like a fracture on her foot right now, but it doesn't seem to be holding her back.
I think the football player's going to win.
Scott.
Yeah,
I think
he's going to win.
Or Rob. Rob, the chubby boy. I mean, he's kind of got the
numbers.
Yeah,
he's got no muscle tone.
He's got to stop crying.
Yeah, well, no, crying is good. He'll lose weight.
What a weight. Oh, I get it. It's emotional baggage. I've got it all, admittedly. But and I'm guilty of it too because I've cried a bit on reality shows myself. But there's a tipping point of too much crying. And I'm kind of a little bit over his tantrums and his crying.
He's got a lot of stuff that he held back. He's got a lot of repressed stuff. That's where the fat is. It's all true. Repressed stuff. And as you lose the fat, it turns into tears every now and then. You realize why you were so fat and all the stuff, all what you wasted and time. And so it calls for a lot of tears.
But I think it's also the addiction thing
I'm
too.
Jewish. You got to cry, you know.
Is that part of the rule, the religion?
Definitely. We cry a lot.
But I think that is that giving up the addiction. Like when you finally realize that you have to let go of it, you're an addictive personality. You obviously have been through a few programs, maybe.
Yeah.
Or visited them.
Yeah.
Performed at them.
Every one of them.
Is that the whole addiction thing? It is.
It's what? It's
you gotta let go of it. You gotta cry.
You gotta cry. Crying is good for you.
You gotta learn to love yourself.
You gotta learn to love yourself. I used to think that people told me how to learn to love yourself before you can love somebody else, and I thought that could take forever. So I cheated, and I tried loving somebody else before I loved myself. I wound up hating both of us.
Did you get like a restraining order?
Yes, I did.
That's what happens. You love someone that doesn't love you back. And I think that's Rob's thing. He doesn't love himself.
There is a line. I used to have the kind of love that can only be stopped by a restraining order.
Oh, that's the kind of men I meet. But anyway, that's why I'm single. And
you need a 12-step program for that. And there is one. I'll tell you later.
Okay, all
I'll
right.
sign you up.
Okay, I'm there. So then...
Fat.
We're not going to get the alarm again. That's the first time in my whole time I've been here. My whole time I'm fairly new. Anyway.
I started thinking.
So Laurie loses 10. Toma loses 10. Toma, I still feel like I don't know Toma. I don't know really anything about him. It just bothers me that it's like he hasn't really got a story. don't know, everyone's supposed to have a story. Maybe that's the problem.
No, stories help. People want. That's why even other shows. If there's a story, a sympathetic story, and you have some talent, then that helps you with the public, and they can identify with the story.
Then you have the crazy people come in with the fake story, and then they get busted. So I guess it's better that
tell the truth.
He's just real. He's average Joe. Then Rob. Okay, Rob, the crying, blubbering mess, who I actually kind of secretly think might win, loses 12 pounds.
No, he had it to lose.
What?
He had it to lose.
12. I kind of feel like it took Rob a long time to get with the program. It was like, dude, you're on Biggest Loser. Seriously, it's time to lose weight. I mean, he was losing numbers, but just not really with the program. And I think maybe the talk that he had with Dolvett at the beginning of the show, maybe he's or maybe he did mention last week, he mentioned the money. He's the only contestant to go.
There you go.
Because he got the green shirts. They broke up into singles and he got the green shirt. He goes, yeah, green's the colour of the money. I'm going to win at the end. Bit of smack talk, a bit of game talk. It's like finally a bit of game on amongst them.
Yeah, well, the money's there, and he has the kind of fat that you can lose a little easier. He's got no muscle tone.
Yeah.
So it's easier to lose that fat, and he's got a lot of it, and he's tall. So he can, if he does his exercises, he will lose more weight than the other people.
And I think that's the thing with initially in the start of the show, they had like athletes who'd done a lot of weightlifting and and they couldn't lose the weight.
That's right.
And we were like, why? And I predicted it because I said athletes do a lot and they were doing weights and I went, they're not going to lose weight, and they didn't.
Yeah. I thought about lifting weights at one time, but I went to the gym and I'm looking at these guys pumping iron and I'm looking at their bodies. I'm thinking that is dangerous. I think it's a lot safer to keep your blood vessels on the inside of your body. All it takes is one mosquito.
Oh, God, I nearly choked. Oh, I coughed up a lung. Hold on a second.
It's okay. I belched just before I told the joke. I hope it wasn't picked up. I'm thinking, oh, my God, did that get picked up?
Oh, gosh. Okay, that's funny. You're funny. Oh, my gosh. But it's true. I predicted it. It did come true. And I do love that about the predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
How good is that? I love it. It actually sounded like a mosquito, which was kind of tied into your little thing. Look, here's my prediction. I think, and I know I haven't revealed totally what happens at the end there, but you will know because you're like Biggest Loser-aholics. You know that Jordan went home and Woody got 12 because we love Woody. Nothing go wrong with Woody. My prediction is this is where it really starts. They start to realise that there is a game and that there's real money on the table. And they've all been friendly because they've all been teammates. They've just become singles. And next week, we're still in Hawaii and they have, I think the challenges are going to be quite hard. Traditionally, when they go away, there's a really mega challenge. So I'm hoping like a triathlon. I know I've been saying it all season, but something really hardcore. They'll have to go up a mountain and into a volcano and, through the ocean.
They could run through that lava that's happening right now.
Yeah, right.
Have a little competition course over that lava.
It's like Tony Robbins. They have to walk over the hot
Right,
coals.
absolutely.
Tony Robbins is
Good
suddenly
idea.
there. Right, everybody, you have to walk over the hot coals.
That'll make it real. That'll be a reality show for you.
Really bad. Tony Robbins' profession. Oh, we're getting the wrap up. Thanks for watching. Like us, retweet us, give us 5 stars, of course. Check in next week. It's going to be Hawaii. Well, next week we're on holiday for a couple of weeks. Biggest Losers back
Happy
in
holidays.
January. I'm at AJ Rochester. Oh, yes. David, give us your plug. Where can
New comedy, music CD, X-rated, adult only, www.davidzasloff.com. Digital or hard copy. Funny. Very, very, very funny.
He's naughty. He's funny. He didn't swear once during the show.
I did my best.
I thank you for that.
Self-censored myself for a half hour.
Thanks for watching. This is AfterBuzz TV, and happy holidays.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.